Hi, I'm Gator with I Hike Marathons, and today I'm here to just help give you some tips on what sort of food to bring on a backpacking trip when you're bringing kids along. I've gotten to experience taking kids on multiple trips while backpacking, and I used to backpack a little bit as a teenager, so I've gotten to experience both sides of the spectrum. The first tip I recommend is to get the kids' input of what they might want to eat. I've seen a lot of kids, when they're forced to just eat whatever you've packed them, they're not always thrilled with what you're given or what you've brought. On one of my first backpacking trips, the people in charge, all they brought were power bars for everyone to eat. Everyone got one power bar for breakfast. Since then, I've learned to appreciate different protein bars, and I do enjoy having them, but like power bars specifically, I'm not a fan of. And as a kid who's not used to eating power bars, I was like, no thanks, I'd rather starve. Which is not good, because then you can start passing out on the trail if you don't have enough energy and you're getting tired and grumpy. And that's not a way that you want to start out hiking with a trip. When I've taken kids out, I like to ask them, what do you like to eat? What would you like to try out on the trail? It doesn't have to be, a backpacking meal. Well, that's my second step, or my second tip. It doesn't have to be one of those freeze-dried backpacking meals. Yes, they're can be nice and easy. You just grab them from the store, and they're already full of protein and different vegetables. But if you're not used to eating them, they can get drudging. They can feel very drudging to a lot of people, even to myself. After a few days, I know on the trail, I'm like, yes, full of energy, and oh my goodness, it's taken me a half hour to eat this package. I am so tired of this. I've seen other kids are like, why do we have to eat these every single day? Just because we're not used to it. So bring food that you're used to. Great ideas with kids are making backcountry pizza, or tacos, or pancakes, or one of my nephew's favorites, macaroni and cheese. Just craft macaroni and cheese. It's funny, last time I went on a trip, I took my nephew and we just made macaroni and cheese on board my stove, and he was like, this is the best macaroni and cheese I've ever had. You can taste the smoke of the campfire. Like, it's not even over a campfire, but because it's something that they're used to, but it's outdoors, makes it even better. Remember that when kids are coming out here, they're not coming out here, especially for their first trip, because they want to and they're totally excited and yes, let's go climb up this mountain. It's usually because the parents are like, yeah, let's go climb up this mountain, and they're going, okay, well, they don't get to do the planning, they don't get to pick everything. They've got to hike up this mountain, and then at the end of the day, they've got to eat food that they don't like. So it can be a comforting thing to have food that they're used to, or something that they get excited for, like pizza. Okay, my last tip is to, I've already kind of overlapped with this, but get them involved. Whether it's showing them, it's like how to make the stove, or how to make the campfire, or maybe you don't want them to, they're too young for that, it's okay. My nephew had fun just sticking sticks in my stove, which was a little annoying, but it kept him busy. He felt like he was part of the experience. It wasn't just, you sit there while I do everything. Except when it comes to hiking. You better hike, but then sit here and do everything. So let them get involved if they want to get involved. Another tip, optional, might be to take the kid out one-on-one. That's something I like to do with my nephews. I could just take them all out together, but I like to give them their individual trips first. It gives them one-on-one time to feel like they're special. It's their special trip, and not just oh, I have to do everything with everyone. Another tip, you don't have to overpack food. The amount of food that they eat at home, that can very well be the same amount of food that you pack. People are always worried on their first trip that they're not going to have enough food, and so they bring way too much food, and they're super, overburdened with weight. It doesn't have to be that way. Just bring what you normally have and then maybe a few extra things. Some sort of snack that's going to make you and the kid happy. If you're into candy, then kids love candy, and it's a nice reward at the end of the day. Yeah, we made it. Let's have a treat. If you're not into candy, that's fine. That's your option. But it is, you can find something else that will be a treat for you both in the end. So those are my tips. I'm sure there's plenty more out there. So enjoy your trip.